Let's take a slow pan. We're back at the office Monday morning, and I recently picked up these comic book turtles on Walmart. Yeah, Walmart had a little bit of a sale going on, and they were pretty affordable. And so I'll tell you why I got these. Well, number one, they're cool. Number two, they're cool. And yeah, I can't think of any other reasons. But these are the 40th anniversary ones. I never saw these on the shelves, which is a pity. I think they retail at about 20 bucks, which to me was a little bit steep, but they are about like 7 inches, 8-inch scales. I guess they would actually fit in pretty well with Mego toys, but they would also fit in pretty well with some of maybe the Masters Classics or larger figures if you got them. The turtles are supposed to be a little squat compared to a human, so I don't know, it's going to be a little bit tough, but still they're very nice. My understanding is the guy who sculpted the Mondo figures also sculpted these as well, at least the heads. The same, but they use the same bodies. I could see the same scars. But we're going to get these guys open, and then we'll take a look at what they look like, right? You know, I suppose I could just, before I go into the actual physical review, I could talk about the box, because I do know some people are going to be like, well, you talk about the box. It's really important to do that. And yeah, I guess it is. But it's a window box. I did buy several of these so I could keep them displayed because they do look really well displayed. And, you can kind of take them off their little plastic ties and put them back in the box if you so please, but I don't got a lot of room for that. But really nice window boxes, really nice turtle artwork, and then it shows them some of the old Mirage artwork there, and talks about the turtles there, yeah, for 40 years, and that ugly old Nickelodeon label there. But and there is a peg on the top if you want to hang it, on your wall, whatever, or just stack them. Yeah, no, it is an impressive box. If you are a mint in box collector, these are perfect. So let me move on to the loose toys. And here we go with the Ninja Turtles. Just to give you a size comparison, here is a large, what do they call it? Starbucks. A Starbucks coffee. This is the venti size, so pretty big compared to most figures in the Turtles line. They're bigger than the NECA figures. They're about the size of the Super 7 ones. And just for context, let's get a Star Wars toy to show you the size of a Star Wars toy compared to a Ninja Turtle. So, of course, we have our Raphael over here, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo. The thing that, I guess the only thing that I'm not a huge fan is that they didn't use, they don't have the straps, the shoulder straps, which is fine. There's nowhere to store the weapons either. Another thing that I'm like, well, they could have done that, but really wasn't a big deal. The other thing that I'm not a huge fan is the color. The color, for some reason, they use this dark emerald green on some of the Mirage style turtles in the Playmates line. I don't know if it's easier to use that plastic or what, but other than that, I want to talk about what I really do like about these. These are solid toys. They're very, the plastic is a little tiny bit pliable. It's not light. It's a little heavy. This is kind of a not too rubbery or anything like that. A lot of times they do that with a shell, but this is nice and hard right there. We got real chains on Michelangelo. The details on some of the weapons I'm really impressed with. Look at Donatello's the wrappings on his staff. Now there's not a lot of colors as far as washes or anything like that, but that's why I got them, because they're cheap and I actually can use these to customize. And I think these are some of my favorite turtles that have come out in years, just because they're so easy to play with. They don't look like or seem like they're going to break easily. They got a lot of good articulation. No toe articulation, which is fine. You get those big old turtle feet. I like that they kept the pads brown. Got some swivels here. You can do all sorts of poses. There is a lot of wrist articulation. Maybe too much articulation for my liking. I like simple toys, but it's still pretty cool. And they all have individual expressions on their faces. Of course, the manhole covers that have come with some of these Playmates larger figures actually work well with these. And yeah, I really just can't wait to start like getting these guys painted up, putting some details on them. I usually go with like the first comics color scheme, which is kind of just a dirty light green. But yeah, here's another better look at Leo, another better look at Mikey, Donnie over here, and of course Raph with his pissed off expression. Look at that. This is perfect. I like that they have that old Peter Laird look to it. I think Peter Laird kind of had this particular rough, jagged look for the turtles that gave them all like beak-like noses. But yeah, these are great. I think I'm just gonna I don't think I could pose them or have them with another figure line unless there were like 9 or 10 inch figures that I could think of that would go with, but I think they just stand well on their own. You know, these are just good, solid Mirage turtles. I would highly recommend them. If you could find them still cheap, then do it. If you go to a toy convention and you see them for even like $10, I think they would be very much worth it. I probably would have paid $50 to complete all these, you know. So anyway, hope you enjoy this little review, and we will see you guys later on.